ESDC is a really large government department. We have 40,000 employees spread across the country, different regions, a big policy shop, and a big service delivery shop as well. And so from that perspective, one of our biggest operational efficiency issues is the fact that we're so large, that we have many benefits that service Canadians, and we're still in between a manual world and a digital world. And then from that perspective, as we try to move towards digitalization of our tools, of our services for Canadians, there are many risks along that journey. And as an enterprise risk management professional, I'm really interested in how we can integrate our decision making in order to solve those risks, accept those risks if we need to seek, be a little bit more risk seeking in order to be a little bit more innovative, and really move towards providing better benefits and better services for Canadians. So enterprise risk management really looks at the threats and opportunities that are existing in an organization that will help you, once you revisit them, look at them, make better and informed decisions for your services, for your clients, for Canadians in our stance. And so our team is really working on integrating risk management into the decision-making framework in the department. When you think about risk management, a lot of people get scared and they think, oh my gosh, like here we go talking about risk, I don't know what to say. But in fact, we actually look at risk every single day. Every time you get ready to cross the street, you're making a decision about risk. Is it risky? Should I go? Should I not go? Every time you stay up late to binge on a Netflix series, you are making a decision about whether or not you're going to be able to wake up tomorrow and do your work because you binged on that Netflix series the day before. So some of the things that we're working on as an enterprise risk management team is really integrating risk management into the framework of the department, looking at risk from a risk acceptability framework as opposed to just looking at risk as something that I don't want to do. Sometimes in order to be innovative and to achieve operational efficiencies, we have to seek risk. We have to seek innovation, and we have to be open and accept the fact that things may not go the way that we want them to go. And once you're happy or you're okay with having that type of risk exposure, that can help organizations seek and innovate and develop tools, guidance, services that better benefit the organization, their clients, and Canadians. From a viewpoint of accepting risk, there's times when you decide that, you know what, a risk isn't acceptable. We need to do something to either mitigate, respond to it, or transfer that risk to somebody else. Just taking that lens and that viewpoint forces you to think about what are the obstacles that are getting in the way of you being efficient, of you reaching your operational goals. And in really taking the time out to think, okay, well, what are the obstacles that are preventing me from reaching my goals? And if those obstacles materialize, what am I going to do about them? Am I going to transfer that risk to somebody else? Am I going to find a way to respond to it? Or do I already have a few things in place that will deal with this risk should it materialize? And so from that perspective, taking the time out to really look at what obstacles are in your way, what things you're willing to accept and what things you're not willing to accept, really helps you to determine how you can move forward to achieve your efficiencies, to build your tools, and to even accept new technology that might help you move further along the path. So I actually started in the Federal Public Service as a student. I was what they call the Federal Work Experience Program, and I started as a student. And at that time, I said to myself, you know what? I don't think I want to work for the government. This is just a summer job. And here you find me years later, still with the Federal Public Service. And one of the reasons why I love working for the Federal Public Service is there's a myriad of opportunities. I started working in Toronto. I now work in Ottawa. I have team members and colleagues that work across the country. It's so interesting. There are so many different departments, different fields. You can be science-based, social-based, financially based. You name the field, you can find it in the Federal Public Servant Service. At ESDC, I started in June 2021. So I'm just approaching my 2-year anniversary, and so far I'm loving it. It's such a huge department. I love the social aspect of being able to directly see how my work affects Canadians. So, in my opinion, in-person events are important for a few reasons. It's always interesting to be able to meet, network various individuals that come from similar or different backgrounds than you from a work perspective, and to hear interesting thoughts, smart minds, and creative ideas. I also think that events like today, there's always something or several things that you take home as a nugget. And you never know when that nugget's going to be useful in your day-to-day work. Sometimes that nugget, you might use it in your very next meeting. And sometimes you'd be surprised, 6 months down the road, you're like, wait a minute, I remember hearing about that at a public sector network event, and this is now I can speak to it because I actually attended a panel, a session, a training on this particular item. So I think that as public servants and as public servants, Canadians that work here, we should really take advantage of sessions like this and training like this, because it really allows us to learn cutting edge things, get nuggets from people that work in industries that are similar to us, and also industries that are not similar to us.